Hello, I'm coming back to you again with one of my cosmetic surgery videos. I don't think I've ever actually went through from beginning to end everything that happened as far as my surgery, as well as my aftercare. So I was just going to go over some of the things. Like I said, I am not an expert. I watched a lot of YouTube videos as far as preparation for surgery and post-care, and I took some of those tips, and I didn't use everything that was suggested, but I did use some things through or with my journey. So I'm going to start with pre-surgery. I would say maybe 2 weeks, because I didn't find out about taking supplements until about 2 weeks prior to surgery. One of the things I took is iron, and I took the iron because I am anemic, but I had already been taking iron. I take iron anyway, but a lot of times I miss doses of iron for a day or a couple of days, but I did it religiously, you know, right up leading into my surgery date. This is the iron that I take. I don't know if you can see it. Let me read it. It's gentle iron. It's iron bisglycinate, 25 milligrams. The good thing about this is it's non-constipating and it does not hurt your stomach. And I've been taking this for a couple of years, so if you would like to try something like this. This is only 25 milligrams, so I would take like two in the morning and 2 in the evening, because they're pretty big capsules, and it just was too much to take all of that all at once. So then that would have been a total of 100 milligrams of that. I tried regular iron. Well, I shouldn't say regular iron. I think the other iron that they sell in the drugstore is, I think it's an artificial iron that you take. I tried to take that, and that made me so sick. But I had already known that iron made me really sick, because many years ago, I mean, when I needed to take iron and I took it before, it would make, when I say make me sick, I would be nauseous, vomiting. It would be so hard on my stomach. I tried it again because I thought, because I was taking this natural one, this one is chelated. So I don't know, chelated means it absorbs into your body. And this iron is made from plants. So it's natural iron from plants versus an artificial, I don't know, man-made supplement. And that does not hurt my stomach ever. It's very gentle on your stomach if you find that you can't take regular iron. Okay, the other thing that I took that was suggested was this folic acid. This is good for women who are still at the age of childbearing. So this was recommended, so I did start taking this as well. And like I said, I only had probably about a 2-week lead into my surgery when I started, you know, taking this. Was there anything else? They recommended stool softener, and I did purchase some Dulcolax stool softener, and again, about 2 weeks prior to my surgery, I had started taking it, and honestly, I just didn't see it was making any difference for me, so I stopped taking it. And actually, after my surgery, I didn't need a stool softener. And they recommend the stool softener due to the fact, number one, so that you don't have to push very hard because of this, you know, because you will hurt yourself, or it will hurt if you're pushing in your diaphragm right after that surgery. I mean, it's very tender and sore. That was one of the things. So that's why the stool softener is recommended. It's recommended for when you also are taking iron. Now, like I said, the man-made iron, I don't even know where that bottle of iron is that I had purchased in the drugstore. But that tends to get you constipated. The one that I said I've been taking, that's made from or taken from real plants, does not make you you do not get constipated with it. It also says it on the bottle. It will not constipate you. So I found that I did not need the iron. And I think it's like a natural process after that surgery that you actually do not number 2 for days. So that's another reason why people recommend the stool softener. But for me, and my experience was probably by the 3rd day, I had a bowel movement from that day forward, and I had it regularly. I didn't have to push, but everyone has a different experience with, with going number 2. Me personally, I never have to strain or struggle. Even prior to my surgery, it's never been a strain or struggle for me to number 2. It's always been very easy. And again, after the surgery, once I did start using the bathroom again regularly, I didn't have any pain, no struggle, no constipation or anything. Okay, so that was that. Okay, so then leading up, now we're talking about my actual day of surgery. Okay, so I went in, they had me take my clothes off, put on a garment. The doctor marked my body. He kind of did it different. Honestly, I think he only marked my body for my tummy tuck, where he was going to make the incision. And I think that's the only thing he marked. I also had, let me just remind you, I had liposuction of the planks, bra, back roll, love handles, and I think those were the 3 areas that I had liposuctioned. And then I had the tummy tuck. Okay, and then I had a fat transfer of those liposuction areas, fat transfer into my bottom. So those are the things that I had completed that day. But like I said, I believe he only marked my tummy tuck section. And that was the only thing I recall that he actually marked with the marker, because I've seen on so many videos, like the doctor actually marking where he's going to liposuction, the areas that he's going to take out of, and where he's actually going, or she is going to actually add fat to your buttocks. He actually, like I said, I don't recall, and I'm pretty sure he did not mark anything other than the area that he was going to cut for the tummy tuck prior to the surgery. Okay, after that, let me see. So they took me into the operating room. The assistant, the surgical assistant, washed me down with, she washed me down with the sterile soap that they use before surgery. So she wiped pretty much all my body, legs, arms, underarms, buttocks, or whatever. She wiped that down with that solution. And then she had me lay on the surgical table. I laid there. The only 2 people who were in the room was that assistant and the anesthesiologist. The anesthesiologist put in my, he put in, I don't know why I'm just having a loss of words right now, but he put in the IV in my hand, because with this surgery, they used, it was an IV to put me to sleep versus using a gas to put me to sleep. So I don't know which one you'll have, but mine was the actual IV. They said the benefit to using the IV is as soon as they stop pumping the sedative through the IV, you wake up right away. Whereas kind of like with the gas, you'll stay asleep a long time, or at least for some time after they've finished administering that gas to you during your surgery. So then you'll have to, it'll take you a while to wake up. What else happened? So I went into the surgical room about 11:30. My procedure was scheduled for 12. Like I said, only the assistant and the anesthesiologist were in the room at the time. She had me lay down on the table. The next thing that I remember is I was waking up. The only people who were in the room when I woke up was the anesthesiologist and the surgical assistant. The doctor wasn't in the room, so I didn't see the doctor prior to the surgery. I did not see the doctor after the surgery. When I was getting up, they had already put this garment on me. This is the garment that they put on me. This one right here. So it's a stretchy, and they have this bound around me like super tight. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. They have that bound around me super tight. I think after that, they told me I need to go to the restroom. The surgical assistant walked me to the restroom. They said they needed me to use the restroom, or number one, I had to pee. You know, they recommended that I pee before they take me over to the recovery room. So we went to the restroom, and unfortunately, I could not pee. I mean, we sat there for I don't know how long, because they insisted they had to have me pee. I don't know, before I left, you know. So after after I couldn't use the bathroom, I don't know how much time elapsed. It was a long time with her sitting there staring at me, and I'm just like, I just can't use the bathroom. I couldn't. At that point, I was able to get up, and they actually, after I came out of the bathroom, instead of me going to the recovery room like they stated, they said that I could leave. So because I was not near to home, I had rented a hotel room. So I went back to the hotel room. Obviously, I had a designated driver, you know, because I was having surgery. So they took me back to the hotel room. So what I did was I had my boppy pillow. I sat all the pillows up behind my back. So it's on a bed. Put all the pillows up on my back. I had my boppy. So I said, I'm sitting on my boppy right now. So I had my boppy. So I sat in that. I had the pillows on my back, and I sat up pretty much all night. I did use the bathroom later on that night. My mom was with me, so she helped me. She helped me get up to go to the restroom, you know, initially, you know, and just that night, like I said, I took the medication, so I was pretty sleepy. I think when I got up, like I said, I went into the surgery room at 11:30. I think when I came out of it, it was about 5:30. By the time I actually got back to the hotel, it was about 6:30. So we watched some TV, and I was just kind of lethargic because I was on the pain medication. But you know, starting that night, I also had I also had the surgical drains inserted. So I was stitched up with the surgical drains, one coming out of each side of me, so one on the right, left. And let me see. So like I said, watching TV, you know, kind of everybody started falling asleep, and I was just so hungry. As soon as I got back to the room, I know a lot of people say like they didn't have an appetite. You know, after surgery, I was so extremely hungry because, of course, I couldn't eat like 10 hours, I don't know, 8 hours prior to the surgery. So I hadn't eaten all day, and I was late in the evening. So I was very hungry. I had brought applesauce and Jello. So I ate the applesauce and Jello. I was just so hungry. So like I said, so I was just in bed that night. It was not much to speak of. I was able, after everyone went to sleep, I didn't want to wake anyone up to use the restroom. So I pretty much, when I had to use the restroom, because I couldn't use my core, or it would be painful to use my core to actually get up. You don't realize how much you use the core of your body until you have a procedure like this. So what I would do is I would just use my hands to push myself. I was on the very edge of the bed. I slept on the very edge of the bed. I would just use my hand to push myself up. My legs were fine. No kind of debilitation in my legs or anything. So I just used my hands, got up, went to the toilet. I was, you know, kind of like when I had to go to the toilet, I kind of had to plop down, like you're a little bit disoriented or whatever, you know. But I was able to use the restroom, you know, get up, walk around, use the restroom on my own, get back in bed on my own. It was hard kind of placing the pillows and making sure they're not moving, or anything like that. But like I said, I was able to do those things like the first day. I was able to get up and walk, you know, walk on my own. A lot of people have problems with that, but everyone's experience is different. Everyone's body is different. Let's see. So that was the day of surgery. The very next day, I had a 1-day post-op. The doctor didn't really do anything other than view the incision, look at everything. Everything looked fine. And then I went home to my mom's house after that. Again, I got in bed. I stayed in bed pretty much the whole time. The doctor prescribed me nausea medication, which I did not use. I did not become nauseated from the anesthetic at all. And he prescribed me Norco for the pain, and he prescribed me antibiotics. So the antibiotics was twice a day. The Norcos I took 4 times a day. That lasted me for about 1 week. And I did take the medication every 4 hours as prescribed. I set my clock or my alarm to take my medications, both the antibiotics as well as the pain medication. Let's see. In my opinion, the most difficult thing throughout it, yes, it was, you know, you're still tender. Even when you take pain medication, is clearly your body can feel itself that it's not, that it's injured, you know. So I had to kind of like crunch up, if you will, because that, you know, it's really tight in there or whatever. So I'm not saying I was just up running around or anything. If I stayed up too long, you know, my body would kind of ache, even with medication. Let's see. So like I said, most of the time I slept. I woke up to eat. I walked around for a little bit. My mom has a 2-story house. So, you know, I was walking up and down the stairs, slowly, very slowly, holding on. But I was able to, you know, get around. I just trying to give you an idea of, you don't necessarily have to be that person that's totally incapacitated due to this surgery. But like I said, everyone is different. You know, your tolerance or your body's ability, I don't know, to bounce back, may be different than mine. But I'm just letting you know that you're not always going to be completely incapacitated, because I've seen a lot of videos, and most videos, people were not able to do a lot of the things I was able to do during, you know, my first few weeks. And, you know, so I thought, and I was planning to not be able to do absolutely anything, but that's not necessarily going to be the case with each individual. Okay, now with that said, so like I said, pain medication, slight pain, the thing that I had the problem with the most, like I said, the most debilitating of the after effects of the surgery was when I needed to cough. For some reason, I kept coughing, and the pain is so bad when you have to cough. I didn't laugh, even though as weeks went on, and then I began laughing. I don't know, during that first week, I didn't find anything funny, maybe because I was like too injured, you know. But so I didn't have a problem with trying to not laugh. I didn't have a problem with sneezing, which I was surprised, because I do tend to sneeze a bit. But I couldn't believe how much I had to cough. And just the slightest movement of my diaphragm, it burned. It's like it burned on the inside, and it hurt so bad. And that was the biggest thing that I had to overcome as far as pain. Excuse me. During that first week, just like how I just did that, clearing my throat, that would cause so much pain that I would be trying to not do that. And then I would get stuff stuck in my throat, and I would just try my best to clear it out softly. On one of my videos, I think I mentioned that as soon as when my throat felt a little bit itchy, I would immediately start chugging water and chugging water and chugging water, because that would kind of like scratch my throat a little bit. And sometimes when the water just was not harsh enough, like I said, I was drinking pineapple juice also. And that's another thing with the pineapple juice. It has bromelain, and bromelain is known to help you with recovery. So that's a good thing to have too. So that was also something that I had during the first week. Mostly I ate soup, but I ate soup with chicken. So it did have chicken in it that was whole, even though they kind of, you know, on the aftercare instructions, it kind of said, oh, stay on non-solid foods, which I pretty much was, because I was eating soup, but chicken is kind of solid. So I did eat that. Okay, now come the second week. In the second week, I didn't have any more pain medication. My pain wasn't as bad as the first week. However, the pain had not fully dissipated either. And at this point, I don't have any more pain medication. So I started taking Tylenol extra strength Tylenol. I took that during my second week, and that was helpful. That helped me. Then on my third week, again, the pain was not as bad as the second week, but it was still there. So during my second week, I started taking these, and you probably can't see them, but this came in a box, and this is the Arnicare tablets. You take 2 of these, you put them under your tongue, you let them dissolve, and it helps with muscle pain, muscle stiffness, and swelling. So during the third week, I started taking that and not taking the Tylenol anymore, and that was very helpful for that. I also, just give me one moment. I also was taking the Arnica tea during the third week. Okay, now as far as, what did I do after that? Okay, so in my belly button, I don't know, it was fully scabbed up. Obviously, where my cut was, it hadn't even began to develop a scab, because my doctor had me leave with complete bandage dressing, and I did not take it off. He told me to leave it on. I mean, he put it on me when I left, and so I just left it on. I didn't mess with it at all. During that time, I was taking bird baths. So I was just getting soap and water, standing in front of the sink and washing my arms and everything, washing this part of my body and my legs and everything, and then rinsing the rag off, wiping myself or whatever, because I have this big bandage there that I couldn't get wet. I also forgot to say that my doctor removed my drains one week post-op. So I had a 1 week appointment. My doctor removed those drains. Then I had a 2 week appointment, and he just was making sure everything was okay. And that was the last post-op appointment that was scheduled. Now, I believe I stated in my videos before, I did not have the lymphatic drainage massage, but I'm not seeing a detriment from not having that. Everyone's situation is different. I had drains. I don't know if that's why I didn't quite need that. I'm not sure, but I didn't do that. I did, even though he gave me this is what he gave me. I had already had a faja, and I didn't like this. The reason why I didn't like this is because, as you can see, all these crinkles in this, all these crinkles would be pressing into my skin. So when I would take this off, all these crinkles like pressed into my skin, indented into my skin from this. So I changed over to a faja that I had. I actually had it for years, but you know, so I just changed over into that, and I wore that from like the second day of surgery. I mean, I wore it all day, all night. All day, all night. I would take it off, wash it, put it back on, all day, all night, all night, all night. And pretty much even to this very day, I still wear that faja every single day. Sometimes I'll go about 2 days and not wear it, but now I'm into, and I'm so sorry. Where's my other phone? Anyway, I think this would be, this is May, going on May 4th. So this would have to be about, I'm going, like, I believe, and today is Saturday, so I believe Monday would be 7 weeks post-op. And I still wear my faja because I find that when I don't wear it, it's like, I don't know, I'm assuming it's the swelling, but it's like I just start bulging. It's like I bulge. All of this would just start bulging out. I don't even know how to explain it, but it'll start bulging and it makes me look like I'm just fat. But, so I still wear that at night. And then, like I said, I wear this. And it's hard for me to wear this when I sit down, but I wear this, or try to wear this during the day if I don't have to drive, because I don't know why when I drive and I have to sit down with this on, it's uncomfortable to me. But this is what I've been using, like for during the day, if I'm not using my faja, or I might be washing it or something or whatever. But I did buy it intentionally like a size too small because I figured I will shrink down to the size of this, because I think this is supposed to actually fully wrap like that. But because, like I said, it's a size smaller than what I am, it only kind of wraps part way. I just do it like that. Okay, sorry about that. Someone called me. I'm taping on my phone, or I'm recording on my phone. Someone called, just stopped the video. So this is the belt that I use. It's the one that I use. Whatever, like I said, this is for compression. You still need compression. And then okay, I would have to go up further just to kind of show. Okay. So that's that. I don't have it on right now. Like when I'm standing up, it's fine with whatever, but for some reason when I sit down, that's just me. Everybody's different. But so this is what I use. Ideally, if I'm not using the faja. Now also in the beginning when I was wearing the faja, I had these, again, this is something that was recommended by, these are the lipo foams and the front and back, I don't know, pads. So this is M&D, back pad. It has the indentation. Honestly, I think your back does this automatically, but it has the indentation for you to put this in your back. And you know how you have that indent in your back right here or whatever, I guess to, I don't know, bring that out. So that's the back. This is the front. Maybe, I don't know if I had it on wrong or not. I doubt it. But these two lines right here, and this is just me, these two lines, when I had this on here inside my faja, super pressing, these, my skin would get caught in these. So I end up having 2 bruises down my stomach from these lines right here when it was on my stomach like this and being squeezed tight against my stomach, pressing it in. Yeah, I guess it would grab my skin in between those, and so I kind of stopped using that. I didn't stop using it. I started using it this way, where the side that has no lines. I started using it that way. I used this for a bit. I used this for a couple of weeks. I used the lipo foams for a couple of weeks. Now I had stopped using the lipo. In the beginning, I was using the lipo foams because it was recommended, you know. And then I stopped using it maybe after 2 weeks because, I don't know, I just stopped using it. I didn't think it was doing much or being helpful. But I started using it again in my faja because obviously now, before I was super swollen, my faja was super tight. So now that the swelling is not as much, it just helps, like it presses in more at the top of my faja. So when I put this here and put this, it kind of like presses in more so that it's shaping it more up here at the top, because it's kind of loose now on my faja up at the top. I know people say, oh, go to a tailor and they can stitch the top to be small, and I'm just not that. I don't have that much energy. I mean, some people are like, I mean, I had enough energy, but I don't have that much energy. I might do that. I don't know, but why? When like I said, I have this now, and I can pull that to kind of pull this in really good. Even I can put this on top of my faja and cinch it in, you know. what else? So that was in the beginning. What else is there to even talk about? What else did I have to do? So I don't know, maybe probably about the 4th week I felt kind of normal, I guess. I'm trying to exercise now. I do leg lifts. And I guess the exercises that I'm doing now is I do weights on my arms, because like I said, my arms are fat. And as you can see, this is not a part of my back that I got lipoed. I got lipoed like below the bra line. And like this is fat. So, and maybe this is fat I can take out too, because I do want to get another procedure. I think I've already stated that. I don't have as much projection in my butt as I would like. I would like more. I would like more curves on my hips. And like I said, I guess some fat to get from somewhere. But what else? I'm just trying to give you the everyday. Okay, now as far as my skincare, now I'm trying to think, maybe I started using the bio oil 2 weeks after I started using the bio oil. Actually, I didn't start using the bio oil till probably about the 3rd week, because honestly, because I had that full wrap on. When I finally took that wrap off, my cut was still raw. So I wasn't going to put anything on it while it was raw. I had to wait till it closed up. So that was probably about the 3rd week, because I took it off maybe the end of the 2nd week, and maybe the end of the 3rd week, I had the scabs and it was actually closed up. Then I start using this and rubbing this on it, bio oil. And like I said, I've been putting that on it since about the 3rd week. I've used this. This is Advanced Clinicals. This is collagen, and this is supposed to be firming. So this is for your body. I mean, this is actually, I think it's for your body. Which one of these says? I think it's for your full body. You can put this all over your body. So I was putting this all over my body, and I especially put it on my skin because the thing is, because I had fat in here, like my skin kind of hangs right here. So collagen helps supposed to firm. This is for firming. This is Advanced Clinicals. This actually came as a duo from Amazon, the oil and this. So I was putting this on. I put the oil on, and I put this on my all part of my body. Because let me tell you, when you start getting in my age or whatever, you don't want to wait to start sagging to help start repairing your skin. And that's the one thing that I'm starting to learn right now. Because what I would do is, like, where I have a problem area, like I have sagging right here in my legs, like I would buy firming lotions and stuff like that, and I would only put it right there. But my thing is, I'm starting to say, you know what? I should be proactive and put it on my face, put it on my arms, put it on everywhere, so that I don't get the sagging. Why wait till you have the problem and try to correct it when you could probably prevent the problem from happening to begin with? So let me tell you what my regular regimen is, and this is probably okay. So those are the things I use just because I had the surgery, skin firming, collagen, all of that stuff. But I use this Jergens. I've always used Jergens, period, or whatever. I usually use their Ultra Healing, but this right here, Jergens firming, and that's because I'm older. I'm turning 45 this year, so I'm older, so like I said, I need to be putting this on everywhere so I don't start sagging everywhere, because when you start getting older, there's nothing you can do about it. Your skin and everything changes. I've been using this on and off, and I've used this on my legs, like from my knees all the way up my thighs, is this right here, this firming right here. Now, I have cellulite on my legs, and like I said, that's sagging on my legs to about right here. And what I noticed, people want to know do products work. I don't know. What I noticed as far as how it works for me is it makes me feel more plump. Instead of me feeling mushy, it makes me feel more plump. Now, it still has cellulite, but it just feels more, I feel more firm and plump. That's what I can see about it. Because that says it starts working after about 7 days. This claims to start working after about 1 day, that you can see the difference with and like I said, what I notice is my skin feels firmer. And if maybe you don't know, I've heard a doctor say that cellulite is actually on the inside, your fat. There's a fiber that develops and starts pulling your skin in while you get those dimples and stuff from cellulite. So it's not very likely that just putting collagen on alone is going to remove that. I mean, that's, if you understand that concept, that there's something on the inside pulling in, making the dimples in your skin, that something like that could really fully fix that issue. Like I said, I think it plumps your skin some, but it doesn't take away that ripple look per se, if you have cellulite. What else? Because I just want to tell you everything that I do. And I think, I think that's it. As far as my, what I use for aftercare, all of that, I think really that's about my whole regimen. And like I said, right now I'm starting to do exercises that build my glutes, my hips. So I do leg lifts. I do like this. I do these like this. So you can feel that like down in your bottom glutes. I do that. And then I do the ones like to the side, and you feel it burn in here. Like I say, to build the muscles here in the hips. What's the other thing that I do? And like I said, in the leg, I use my weights, and I just lift it up like this, because I have kind of like the barbell, the dumbbell weight like this. It's only 7 pounds, and I do this. Lift it up, come down. Lift it up, come down. Just to kind of like tone my arms, because like I said, I've got big arms, and this right here. So anyway, that's pretty much everything that I can remember about my surgery, what I used, how I prepared, what I've been doing since after the surgery. When I first, I think after, like I said, I took my bandage off after the second week. So I believe after the second week is when I started taking a full shower. So I took a bandage, I took a medical bandage, and I just taped the line across my stomach. I just taped it with the medical bandage. I took the tape with the medical bandage over the belly button part. I did use the dial soap, because again, that was recommended as well, to use antibacterial soap. I used the bar dial soap. And I washed my skin with that, trying to keep this and this from getting wet. So I was able to take a full bath, or not a full bath, but a regular shower after the second week. What are other things? Okay, I also have Scarway, and like I said, I haven't started using it yet. I am going to start using it. I'm going to start using this at some point, probably this upcoming week. Oh yeah, and then this is also what I started using, because this is old school. Back in the day when we would get scars, we would use this. This is the 100% Palmer's cocoa butter. It smells like chocolate. And I started using this on my scar. I started rubbing that on there. And honestly, I don't know. Honestly, it just seemed like I've only been using this a few days. And the most that I can do as far as this scar is concerned is lighten like the kind of like bruised looking areas. I think that's about the most that I can remove this, or make this not as noticeable. And honestly, this is to me what I think has made it just a tad bit light. And I've only been using it a couple of days. And that, like I said, that's old school. We used to use that back in the day, back in the 90s when we was teenagers, and that right there, that was it. That was the stuff. And you could use it on your lips. It's good for chapped lips. And like I say, any scar, anything, cocoa butter is for healing. So I think that's about it. I don't think I have anything else that I can remember that might be useful or helpful for you. But again, if you have any questions, please do ask. I try to go ahead and answer any questions that I receive or respond to any concerns that you have. But like I said, I want to come to you and let you know kind of what happened with me from the beginning of my procedure to where I'm at right now and what I'm doing right now. Because just in case something just might be helpful to you. But I want to go ahead. I'm like kind of moved off to the side because as you can see, the sun is coming through my window and that glare hurts my eyes and it's probably going to hurt your eyes. So that's why I'm kind of like off to the side of the screen. But thank you guys so much for watching. Any questions? Like I said, this is where I'm at with my results right now. I love, like I say, I love the flatness of my stomach. I still feel like I'm kind of wide, but I don't know if that's just me, but it's flat. It's flat. I don't have that. I don't have that hanging skin over. I don't have that anymore. So, and like I said, I'm pretty satisfied. Yeah. Yep. But, so thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions, ask me any questions, comments, concerns, anything. I'm going to be going on a new journey, which is I am getting a breast reduction. So that's going to be a new journey. I will also be documenting. Today is May 4th. Currently, I'm scheduled for the end of this month. And so I will be coming back to you with my experience with that. So yes, I will be getting a breast